upon for their gameplay, because we do know these two, when it comes to region, is a totally different region. When it comes to MYSG, a totally different kind of game style we're talking about. More into hyper carry marksman, going round 1-3, still 1-3-1, but when it comes to the rotation, it's totally not as aggressive as Indonesia.
Yeah, I think for a lot of MYSG teams, we take a more controlled approach to the games, especially for the Singaporean teams. They like to play under right conditions and then really start to maintain the mid game until they can finally get that big win condition, being Lord most of the time. But let's look at the bans so far. Uranus opening coming in from GEEK FAM Indonesia, which allows Siren Clan to play a little bit more. However, Kaja has been banned out, so the Esmeralda is the natural pick. My guess is going to be the Atlas as well.
Hopefully, because we do see how is it coming for if you have Uranus and also Atlas like last few games before, so it's best for them. But well, there you go. They're gonna not just straight away go for Atlas. Will Loyi be another question here, or will it be, for example, Lancelot again? Because we've seen a couple of Lancelot recently, probably a couple of heroes like even Carry to just shut down that shield coming out from Esmeralda, or even Valir at this point, because just, you know, push away whatever they have for the Fatal Links coming up.
Yeah, it looks like they go for the Kufra first. What they're going to follow with is either going to be a mid-mage support of some kind, or they go for the Lancelot. But I think Lancelot is too early of a call, especially since you're on blue side and you have that slight disadvantage. Popol and Kupal being that support that they were looking for.
This used to be one of the famous ban out there, but I don't know why recently nobody bans this one hero, which is very annoying. If you're playing as a support, just put an ice trap all over the place. You're kind of immovable. And plus point is that if you have Selena and also Popol at the same time, you pretty much have free ward all over the map.
And now here is where they have to make a decision for the side of Siren Clan, whether or not they want to actually pick up the Jawhead here or the Loyi. And it looks like they go for the Loyi instead, which Fender much prefers to be on, as we've noticed over the course of this league.
But I don't know about their lineup. It's not as beefy as it goes for GEEK FAM Indonesia. We do know Indonesian team, they really love their beefier heroes where they can sustain a bit more, their survivability, even taking more fights after another. But here the question is, I have a feeling they might gonna ban probably Carry or even other marksmen here, because they really need to have a decent carry to just hyper away for Siren Clan. We do know they're gonna play hyper, and obviously Carry gonna be shut down. So will they pick like a Jawhead, for example? Will it be okay for Jawhead to be here?
Based on what I can see, Jawhead doesn't look too bad. Overall, Jawhead is going to be good whether or not he goes into the Uranus lane or not, because even if he's in the Uranus lane, he doesn't lose heart and he can also set up dives. But preferably you want the Esmeralda, whether you like it or not. The question for me is whether GEEK FAM Indonesia want to pick up Farsa at some point of time. Siren Clan decide to go for the Roger, instead of the Jawhead, which does leave that up for GEEK FAM Indonesia. Do they want to pick up both Farsa as well as the Jawhead?
I cannot stop but thinking, is that Bambi's hair? Like a lot of, it feels like, you know, like Rapunzel hair been braided and being hidden in
Are you
under
distracted by...
Sorry.
Are you distracted by, oh dear, Bambi's lush, beautiful hair?
Obviously, yes. But here, this is a bad news for Siren right now, because they have that link. They have that Valir on their side. And we do know when it comes to having Valir burning out that shield from Esmeralda, plus making sure they deny whatever attack engagement come out from that Atlas Fatal Link, or even if Esmeralda jumping in, just gonna push away by that Searing Torrent.
Oh, okay. It looks like they go for the Jawhead at the very end there. And I think, yeah, you do bring up some really good points here. Personally, honestly, after looking at the full lineup of GEEK FAM Indonesia, Natalia was viable. Natalia was a very viable option, but it looks like Siren Clan wanted to go with a safer pick with the Jawhead instead. So now a lot of people are on the table who are very much under the line of fire. The Valir, the Wan, as well as the Popol and Kupal. So let's keep an eye out on the performance of Azura, as he will be playing Jawhead, and he needs to control the lane while looking for picks on the rotation.
Okay, we did an interview before. I think it was Jamflix, Arrowwolf, or Big Tron last week when it comes to their opinion about Siren Clan. They're really looking forward for Siren Clan's performance because how unorthodox sometimes they can get. For example, like the Bane pick. So
yeah. I think
I do
think
want to
when-
question, where is Bane these days?
Well, Bane shouldn't be in the meta as of right now. As Geek Fam
I
Indonesia.
do want to see something else on the map sometimes, you know. It's like, okay, we do know there's this hero. Yeah, this one gonna pick that one. This time, it's gonna switch the hero side. It's basically the same heroes, but different piloting that heroes anyway.
Totally agree here. As we go into the game, remember the wise words coming in from Geek Fam Indonesia saying that Siren Clan's meta isn't as developed yet. However, this draft might say otherwise. But let's see how both of these teams go as they want to keep control over this mid lane.
Straight away opening up the map. Ace just now making sure that the bushes are kind of discovered where are the enemies' location and their precise positioning as well. But Fenrir taking a bit too much damage here just to, buy him more space and time for the Roger, who's going to be the hyper carry. Speaking of hyper carries, right, do you think Roger will be better than, like, for example, Moskov or even the heavy marksman up there?
I think, honestly, they could have gone with anything here. Like, arguably, even Moskov might have been better just because you can knock back a lot of the big engagement tools from Geek Fam.
Okay, to be more precise when it comes to the question, because you do know Roger doesn't clear the lane as fast as the other marksmen out there.
Go, can he survive? Oh, wait, SIREN CLAN actually going. Oh, dear Bambi decides to pull on through. He tries to rotate out. However, his level advantage is keeping him alive here. Joker getting chunked out, but unable to stop him with a bouncing ball. To go back to your question, actually, I think that I think they did have a couple of options in terms of marksman here. Do I think Roger was the most optimal one? I would say it's debatable, but it's not wrong either.
Well, I do want them to rotate faster here, but Ramzu at the same time with a lot of shield already used, no ultimate yet, he has nowhere to run. There's no consecration, that's the end of it. Well, we're gonna have to say they're pretty much very comfortable with their fighter slash marksman, Roger here, which plays it perfectly well on the side of Oh Dear Bambi. On Joker's side, he is charging, but Ipin on the other hand is playing as a support for now. Try to run away with the second skills here. Ace has nowhere to go with every bite possible. Oh no! There's gonna be 1-1 finishing off, and it's I like the scene where we have two marksmen in the same lane, but one plays the support. You don't get to see this very often.
Yeah, I think Ace probably should have flickered preemptively there just to dodge the Searing Torrent. But again, Joker once again in a lot of trouble. Oh dear, Bambi finds a second kill. It looks like the 1-3-1 composition from Siren Clan is very quick to look for these low targets. Once Fenrir, chunks them out for enough of their HP, Oh dear, Bambi can go in to clean up for that kill. But notice, Geek Fam Indonesia, they're not happy with this. They're rotating all their members to make sure this mid lane is cleared up and they regain control over mid priority.
Last hit of that turret. At the same time, they're trying to force another fight here. Ace will being forced to run away. At the same time, Esmeralda is a little bit off position, jumping in, falling Star and Moon just now. Azura will not be followed up by the rest of the team. I kind of question why did he go in when you can actually see 4 men come out from Geek Fam Indonesia just now. Ace still trying to position himself, landed one fatal link, but Doyok got himself that ultimate just jumping all over the place. But still, again, I think have to battle it out a bit about MBs. I think the one reason they take Roger just now is because how evasive he can get underneath that turret when he blinks in. So maybe that's one of the reasons that they picked that kind of marksman here.
Yeah, potentially, but now they're looking to punish Oh dear Bambi here once again, getting hit by the Tyrant's Rage as well as the Searing Torrent. He quickly jumps onto Wonkoko and rotates out, transforming away out of that Warg form. And now Azura being punished again. Azura can't seem to get a break as Geek Fam Indonesia consistently prioritizing his lane.
Oh, there you go. Thomas MB with the rest of the team just getting a free kill. Another one on that turret. Ramzu is struggling to hold on to that lane so far. And that crossbow tank has been popped up quite often. I have to say, 1-1 or Doyok has been perfectly well when it comes to execution his position as well.
Yeah, but is it going to be enough? And I'm not entirely sure
Not
because
yet.
1-1 doesn't exactly like scale super hard like a Claude, a Moskov, a Bruno, or even the carry here. But a big catch coming in from Joker. They already found one into Ace, unable to respond in time. time. Fender the second to fall. Oh dear Bambi, he really can't do anything in this situation, and the rest of the team can't even rotate into the enemy as they have covered their sides with those frost traps. Now coming in, Azura coming in with a huge ultimate. Searing Torrent's gonna push him back. Side lane's now in trouble here as oh dear Bambi tries to make something happen onto Joker, but he's just too big, and Uranus getting a full push onto that top side. Ooh, we know how GEEK FAM Indonesia plays this. They are going to rotate and maybe go into the enemy jungle.
But at the same time, we do see Fenrir and also Ace already jump into the scene as well. Ramsey, on the other hand, still struggling to float the boat. We have one Fataling, a huge one. If he managed to just flicker it away, but one of them has to go down. It's going to be Ace first. Mega kill on that Marksman. This is one of the reasons they don't want to let Marksman have so many kills. We're talking about, like you said, Doyok will have some time to scale him back up into mid-game, but if he keeps getting the kill, probably in the next minute he will be enough to be online.
Yeah, and it's gonna be so frustrating for Oh dear Bambi, who wants to jump and execute this Wan here. However, that ultimate, you know, hitting the more attack speed she gets, the longer she is, well, not longer, but you know, the more auto attacks is going to be coming out of that ultimate as well. And it's very, very easy to proc now that it doesn't really care about who the targets are. As long as you get that initial trigger, just pressing your ultimate on any target is enough to keep you alive.
Oh, they need to re-nerf round 1 plus for that. But they got caught. One of the members of Azura, which is the Siren Clan side, got caught in that ice trap. They almost got it, but luckily enough, Azura got the Purify onto himself because there's a lot of ice trap that he needs to dodge later on. While Ramzo on the other end just trying to buy more time, trying to distract all the attention towards him. They are wasting so much time here, but they still didn't manage to finish off Ramzo away. That's a clean juke coming out from Ramzo, making sure they're wasting too much time onto him.
Yeah, the problem is that Siren Clan needs to always maintain control over the side lanes, and even though they still have, you know, the mid-tier 2, that's not going to be able to protect them for very long. The jungle is a very dangerous place, especially since GEEK FAM Indonesia are able to kind of walk in without too much punishment. Now, Thomas and Beef trying to turn this around, doesn't even get the ejector onto Wong Koko here, but down on the bot side, they look for Popol and Koopa, and they are successful here. Siren Clan and GEEK FAM Indonesia refuse to go back down. Wong Koko trying his very best, but now, oh dear Bambi in a lot of trouble, hops over the pit of Lord, but he's going to get caught out finally here from the side of GEEK FAM Indonesia.
It's not enough damage yet on the side of Bambi. He needs to farm more. We can see if he cannot one-shot kill that Valor just now, there's no way for him to just kill it anymore, because once he used his knockback Searing Torrent, he's gonna stay alive for the next couple of seconds or even minutes, or probably after the entire game is done. Azura trying to split push this, but can he run away from Wong Koko? I think he's done his neck of durance just now, while Siren tried to buy more time on top. Doyok tried to push and force the fight over. While waiting in the bush, Joker setting things up for the team. They were winning in the first few minutes of Siren Clan. What happened here just now?
Well, things turned around, and now the full engage, perfect match coming through, catching 2 people off guard. However, there's not a lot of damage to kind of make this work out, as Wan once again in her ultimate with the turtle buff, with the red buff as well. Just too much to handle. And Doya, he doesn't have his first ability to help him hop over the wall, but now the rest of Siren Clan getting pushed in. He gets executed, unfortunately, as he didn't have anybody. Well, technically, the Kufa probably should have tanked the turret for him, but we're not going to put too much emphasis on that.
That crossbow tang, he killed 3 people, almost 4, if he didn't manage to run away. That's just how scary one gets when his ultimate is actually online. So you want to stay away as far as possible. They have too many to handle right now. They have to think about how Ramsey keep on split, pushing all the other lanes, how Joker just going to jump in, and Wong Koko is a huge problem. Yeah. They cannot initiate any fight at all.
He really is. I do want to see the items to see what Doyok actually has in his item build as of yet. Ace just bought his Athena shield as well, because again, Wong Koko is just being a huge deterrent for the rest of Siren Clan to engage because of that Searing Torrent plus the Ice Queen's wand. So not only are you going to get knocked back, you're going to be slowed as you walk forward. So that sucks.
It is beyond sucks. They also have Ranzu and also the ice trap to just slow everybody down too. So it's a huge CC slowing downs coming out from the side of GEEK FAM Indonesia. On the side of Siren Clan, on the other hand, they need to have one huge combo, but somebody has to sacrifice that Searing Torrent for that Valor is just too much to handle. That one single Siren Torrent would just cancel whatever Ace have to offer.
And again, GEEK FAM Indonesia are going to slowly choke out Siren Clan, breaking their economy by stealing away as many jungle camps as possible. So Siren Clan is not only going to be lacking in gold, but EXP as well. You can already tell their hyper carries, Oh Dear Bambi, is still 3 levels down compared to Doyok. So if that isn't much of a lead, then I don't know what is.
That's why I said just ban out Uranus. The name itself is just nasty.
Kind of crappy, yeah. Totally agree with you
and
there.
even the gameplay itself is just like its name, okay? So just ban out. Because it's just almost impossible. The moment you realize you're focusing too much on Uranus, Doyok is just farming freely. Nobody tried to catch a Doyok. They don't have something like Kaja, for example, because they've been banning out Kaja for this very good reason. And look at that. Every single time Doyok engaged in a fight, is always triple buff onto him.
Yeah, I mean, now that we've seen the item build, so coming in from Wanwan, she did get the Corrosive Scythe with the Demon Hunter sword.
It's really good. It's
BOD.
double, making 4 times the slows with a Corrosive Scythe.
That's going to be really, really tough to handle here, especially for the side of Siren Clan, because with that kind of capability, on top of the fact if she has red buff, she is a very deadly character. Though those 3 items don't look good by themselves, Thomas and Beef are going to get chunked out here.
Cannot even move. That's like you're in slow mode times 10, times 100.
Yep, constantly. Doyok here taking a bit of damage coming in from that low E, but it's not going to be enough to deter him away from that tier 2. What's his is his, and nobody can say anything about it.
I don't want to be Siren Clan right now. It's just a huge headache to what they have to offer on that side. The moment Doyok just basic attack, that's pretty much slows you down. Just brush away the first kills. There's also one Coco with Ice Queen 1 again, and that's the Ice Trap. Just Ramsey jumping, slowing everybody down, and Joker bouncing ball, making sure he cannot flicker away. So what's to do here? I think one of the best thing they can get is Ice Dominance. Just slow them back whenever that basic damage. But there you go, they drop the hammer. Nice killing spree there. But that Fatal Link will not be follow-up. And the rest of a team, Siren Clan, will be history. As double kill almost wipe up the whole team. Azura, the only person left here. 4-man wipe with less than 5-second combo happening on the side of GEEK FAM Indonesia.
Yep, this is going to be a very convincing win for GEEK FAM Indonesia. They've already created that 10k goal lead, which I was talking about, especially 12 minutes into the game. Nothing much that Siren Clan can do. Azura finally going to go over to GEEK FAM, and they are wiped out. GG, well played. GEEK FAM Indonesia take the first game against Siren Clan.
They had it. They had it in the first couple of minutes, but then they just lost it. Because the moment they focused too much, this is the same mistake we've seen in